Get ready for an adrenaline-fueled race report from the 2025 United States Grand Prix. Max Verstappen dominates the track, leading his competitors in the dust. In a thrilling display of skill and strategy, Verstappen, the Red Bull driver, claimed an impressive victory at the US GP. But here's where it gets controversial. Lando Norris, in a fierce battle with Charles Leclerc, snatched second place, leaving Leclerc to settle for third. Verstappen's race started with a bang, leading from pole position and maintaining a clean run through turn 1, unlike the chaotic sprint on Saturday. Despite early doubts about strategy, all drivers opted for a one-stop plan, which worked seamlessly for Verstappen, who retained his P1 position post-stop. Nursing his soft tires in the final stages, the reigning champ crossed the finish line with a comfortable margin of 7.959 seconds, securing his 5th Grand Prix win of the season. The battle behind him was intense, with Norris and Leclerc going head-to-head. Leclerc initially took the lead over Norris at the start, but the pair's duel continued into the final laps. Norris made a decisive move at turn 12, securing a valuable P2 finish. Lewis Hamilton added to Ferrari's points tally in 4th, narrowly avoiding a potential puncture on the last lap, while Oscar Piastri, the championship leader, ended a challenging weekend in 5th. Race results: Formula 1 MSC Cruises United States Grand Prix 2025. Post-driver time points. Max Verstappen, 134.161, 25. Lando Norris, 15.373. 15. 4. Lewis Hamilton, plus 28.536, 12. 5. Oscar Piastri, plus 29.678, 10. View all standings. https://formula1.com. In results, 2025. Race result: George Russell of Mercedes finished 6th, followed by Red Bull's Yuki Tsunoda and Nico Hülkenberg in the Kick Sauber. Ollie Bearman scored points for Haas on home soil, and Fernando Alonso of Aston Martin rounded out the top 10. Liam Lawson and Lance Stroll of Aston Martin just missed out on points, finishing 11th and 12th, respectively. Kimi Antonelli, after a collision with Carlos Sainz, embarked on a recovery drive, ending up 13th. Alex Albon in the other Williams claimed 14th, followed by Esteban Ocon of Haas in 15th, and Isaac Hadjar of Racing Bulls in 16th. Franco Colapinto, ignoring team orders, took 17th for Alpine, while Gabriel Bortoleto of Kick Sauber finished 18th. The only retiree was Sainz, who pulled off the track after his collision with Antonelli. After the race, Verstappen closed the gap to Piastri in the Drivers' Championship, now just 40 points behind. Norris, meanwhile, is only 14 points adrift of his teammate. Let's rewind to the action-packed days leading up to the US Grand Prix. Following an eventful sprint and a busy qualifying, the paddock geared up for the main event on Sunday. With the dramatic turn 1 from the sprint still fresh in everyone's minds, drivers approached the first corner with caution, racing in warm conditions with a track temperature of 44 degrees Celsius. Before the race, Stroll was demoted to 19th due to a grid penalty, and Hadjar started at the back after crashing out in Q1. Most of the field started on medium tires, with exceptions being Leclerc, Bortoleto, and Stroll on softs, and Ocon, Albon, and Hadjar on hards. Verstappen held his lead at the start, while Norris lost out to Leclerc. Piastri defended hard against Russell, moving up to P5. Hamilton also gained a position, while Albon went off at the rear, seemingly colliding with Bortoleto, rejoining last. Tsunoda made the biggest gain, moving up to 9th. And Sainz climbed to 8th after overtaking Bearman. Verstappen extended his lead by lap 5, running 3 seconds clear of Leclerc. Leclerc dropped back, with Norris close behind. Piastri chased Hamilton, while further back, Antonelli recovered from an early collision with Sainz. On lap 7, Sainz attempted an overtake on Antonelli, resulting in contact and a spin for Antonelli. Sainz pulled off, and the virtual safety car was deployed. Albon pitted, and Antonelli dropped to 18th. As the VSC ended, Verstappen led by over 2 seconds, with Norris slightly behind Leclerc. Hamilton and Piastri remained 4th and 5th, with Piastri concerned about his front left tire. Norris and Leclerc battled closely, with Norris eventually overtaking Leclerc at turn 12 on lap 21. Leclerc pitted, switching to medium tires. As the race progressed, Verstappen's lead grew, and strategies became a key focus, with many teams aiming to extend the first stint before switching to soft tires. Tsunoda and Piastri pitted for softs, with Piastri returning in 7th. Hamilton emerged ahead of Piastri after his stop. Verstappen maintained his lead, and Norris pitted, rejoining in 3rd behind Russell. Verstappen pitted a lap later, emerging back in the lead. Russell returned to the track in 6th. Ehrman dropped to 9th after contact with Tsunoda, and Hülkenberg and Alonso moved into the top 10. Norris closed in on Leclerc, but his tires were struggling. Verstappen, too, seemed to be managing his tires, maintaining a steady lead. As the final laps approached, Norris was told he still had strong pace. Piastri, however, struggled, remaining 7 seconds behind Hamilton. Antonelli overtook Ocon for 13th. And the fight for the final points position intensified between Lawson and Stroll. Norris battled Leclerc for P2, and Russell closed in on Piastri. Norris finally overtook Leclerc at turn 12, and Leclerc's race engineer encouraged him to keep the pressure on, referencing Norris's earlier track limits warning. Leclerc dropped back, and Russell's challenge on Piastri faded. Verstappen took the checkered flag with a comfortable margin, leaving Norris and Leclerc to settle for 2nd and 3rd, respectively. Hamilton faced a tense moment on the last lap, potentially suffering a puncture, but held on to P4. Piastri finished a second behind in P5. Russell ended a quiet day in 6th, followed by Tsunoda, Hülkenberg, Behrman, and Alonso. Lawson and Stroll finished 11th and 12th, respectively. Antonelli's recovery drive earned him 13th, and Sainz was the only retiree. Verstappen summed up the weekend. It was an unbelievable weekend for us. The pace between myself and Lando was really close. We made the difference in the first stint, and we kept it in the lead. I'm incredibly proud of everyone for delivering such a strong performance. Next up, F1 heads to Mexico City for the Mexico City Grand Prix on October 24th to 26th. Join us at the Race Hub to follow the action. https://racing/2025 Mexico. What do you think? Was Verstappen's strategy the key to his victory? Share your thoughts in the comments.